Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Jerry Jones Direct New Patient Extravaganza preview webinar. I'm excited you joined me and appreciate the fact that you've taken some time out of your day to check this out. This webinar is going to be about 30 minutes. We may go just a little bit over, but about 30 minutes. If you just can't wait and you're ready to register for this event at any time during this webinar, just head on down below and click on Register Now. But I will tell you, I do have a special discount code, so make sure that when you do click Register Now that you enter this money-saving code that's valid up until September the 15th. That code is the letters SEP, which stands for September, but just the first three letters, SEP. That will get you a $50 per person discount when you register for the New Patient Extravaganza today. Now, let's go ahead and dive into this. First of all, where is this located? Where are we doing this event? We're going to be doing this event in Parsippany, New Jersey. You can literally get there by almost any airport that services New Jersey, since it's not a gigantic state. So you can get there through just finding your way. It's in Parsippany. It's October the 22nd. It's going to be an all-day event from 8 a.m. till 4, maybe 5 p.m. on that Saturday. So during this preview webinar, I'm going to cover what is this event, who's it for, who's it not for, what I'm specifically going to cover in the event, as well as a couple other things along the lines of what will you leave with. And I would also like to share with you, with your indulgence, an audio of a Jerry Jones Direct client giving you his honest feedback about Jerry Jones Direct. We've got dozens of these things, but if you would also like to hear more testimonials about what we do here at Jerry Jones Direct, you can head on over to jerryjonesdirect.com/testimonials. That'll give you, well over probably 24 different people's perspectives on what we do. So if you don't know Jerry Jones Direct, you don't know me, you're unfamiliar with us, that's one easy way to get familiar with who we are, so you can understand that we're the real deal. We've been around for a long, long time. I've been doing this over 20 years. So new patient attraction and retention is really in my wheelhouse. It is predominantly what we're known for here at Jerry Jones Direct. So what is this New Patient Extravaganza? As I mentioned, it's a one-day event. It takes place on October the 22nd, roughly an all-day deal, 8 a.m. to 5, 4 or 5. It's in Parsippany, New Jersey. It's on a Saturday. So who is this event for? Really, it's specifically for anyone that has a strong desire to grow or who just really flat out needs new patients. It's for the dentist that's open-minded, who understands that, they don't know everything. School's never out for the pro, and I certainly know that. I'm learning something new every day about marketing, about business, and so do come with an open mind. It's not for the dentist or for the staff who has a closed mind about marketing, who maybe thinks it's dirty and that it's too sales-ish or whatever. Marketing makes the world go round. Advertising puts a rear end in your seat in the practice. So, literally puts a butt in the operatory. So we have to be open-minded if you're going to get something out of this event. It's for those that understand if something that you've tried before isn't working, that's okay. We got to test and retest and test again. So if something you've done in the past didn't work, there's a reason for it. And there's only one of 3 reasons why it didn't work. One is you had the wrong message. Another is you're after the wrong market. And a third might be you're using the wrong media. So it's either message, market, or media. One of those 3 things you may have had incorrect if something that you've tried in the past to attract new patients just didn't work. Oftentimes, message is really where the big disconnect is at. This event is also for those that understand that unless you have available capacity in your practice, you have someplace to put a new patient that calls today. You can see them quickly. You can get an emergency in. You have room and hygiene to see patients in the next couple of days, not next couple of weeks. This event, if you have capacity challenges, in other words, you have booked your hygiene schedule so full, there's no room, that I would ask you to fix that problem by opening up another day, adding a hygienist, or doing something to increase the capacity. Because once you learn how to generate new patients, once that becomes a skill that you've mastered, there's no upward limit to how far and how fast you can grow. So you have to understand you need capacity. This is also for those that understand that unless your phones are answered live, 7 days a week, with a pre-established schedule to handle those live calls, there's just really very little point in promoting your practice until that gets handled. And by the way, one of the things I will cover at the event is exactly how we do that in my own office. How do we handle calls on the weekend? How do we compensate the team for those? And by the way, we have a couple of ladies at my own office that fight over the phone because of the opportunity that comes with handling those calls off hours. So after normal business hours, before normal business hours, and on the weekends. This is not for someone who is anti-marketing or who just doesn't understand that to compete in today's marketplace, you've got to be different. You have to be unique. In other words, you have to be completely real, reachable, and transparent. You can't hide behind a logo. You can't hide behind the name of your business. You have to, in other words, be out there and in front of the community. You have to be omnipresent. So if you're anti-marketing, this isn't going to be the thing for you. Now, what will I cover? We're going to start with really some foundational principles that make successful ads successful. So there are certain components in every single ad that I run that absolutely have to be there before that ad is ever turned out into the world to generate phone calls. So we're going to cover successful ad basics. We're going to start the day with that. We're going to spend some time to understand the difference between branding and direct response marketing, what's appropriate and when. So branding is, really all about, making sure that the community around you that you serve knows who you are, knows your brand, so they know your business name, and they refer to you as someone who's in the community, active, performs high-quality dental care, and really gives a lot of high-level attention to patients. So that's part of that brand. Brand goes deeper than that too. It goes into the culture of your practice. So there are times when you need to use and consider branding as advertising, but for most of the purposes of our event, we're going to focus on direct response marketing that has a branding component. In other words, branding isn't the primary reason why we're doing it. The primary reason why we're going to advertise, and one of the reasons I'll share with you, is we want patients to call. We don't want them to think about it. We don't want them to wonder if it's for them. We want them to pick up the phone and make the appointment. And so that's what direct response marketing is all about, is generating that phone call and giving people a sufficient push, if you will, to make that phone call. So we'll talk about branding and direct response. We're going to talk about the Dr. Oz patient attraction strategy. So if you, of course, are familiar with who Dr. Oz is, who isn't? But his strategy for attracting patients, there are a lot of things you can borrow from him and leverage in your own practice, and we're going to spend some time on the Dr. Oz strategy. We're also going to go through some specific direct mail formats that are working well now. In the past, in doing these webinars, I would show. Today, I don't have anything here to show, but at the event, we will be reviewing specific direct mail pieces. I will be showing exact pieces, what we're sending, how we're sending them, and how you can send them for maximum profit. So direct mail is an area you don't want to screw up in. Direct mail is not inexpensive. It can be expensive, and if you're not generating new patients, it is very expensive. So we'll go through those, what makes a great direct mail piece. So we're going to dive deep into that. We're going to talk about using niche print publications for maximum results, to include specific examples that work. Now, what I mean here is, in your community, there very likely are publications that are for certain segments of the community. So there might be a senior publication, there might be a publication for the extremely, like we have a publication here, it's called Salem Weekly, I think. It's sort of an alternative publication. It's for people who are into, I guess, a more natural or holistic approach to living. So there are magazines and publications like that. I'll talk to you about how to maximize and how to leverage those for maximum ROI. And so I'll show you specific examples. We're going to talk about the internet. I am not a huge lover, a huge fan of the internet, but yet here I am broadcasting this initial message live over the internet. But nonetheless, I know how to use the internet and leverage it for maximum new patient attraction. So we're going to go into what we do and how we get the internet to work. We're going to talk, this is a cool one. I'm going to spend some time talking about how to leverage charitable events and other activities that you may sponsor to attract like-minded patients. So if you have a nonprofit or a charitable organization that you support in your community, I will show you exactly what to do to really leverage that relationship to attract new patients who think like you do and who agree with the fact that you're supporting this charity like you are. So that's going to be a fun one to dive into. I'm going to give you a resource too while we're doing this webinar. Head on over to, oh shoot, this is embarrassing. I had a website, it'll come back to me in a moment. But I'm going to give you a website here in a few minutes when it comes back to me. I'd like you to go to and register. It's free, but it really, it's called, oh yeah, here it is. It's called payitforwarddental.org. So go to payitforwarddental.org and register your practice. It's free. You get some tools on how to leverage some community charitable events and activities right away, and it's free. So go there and check that out. I'm going to also give you 2 take-home cash flow surge strategies. So if you're cash flow tight right now, the best way in the world to increase new patient flow is to take advantage of these 2 strategies that you're going to go home with, 2 specific tools you'll take home and you'll be able to deploy them on Monday morning to generate a cash flow surge to then fuel future patient attraction investments. So whether it's through direct mail, whether it's through newspaper ads, the internet, whatever, I'll show you and I'll give to you to take home 2 of those cash flow surge strategies. Boy, that's a mouthful, that you can put to use right away. Those 2 things, by the way, easily valued at tens of thousands of dollars of profits in your practice, just those 2. So I'm confident that if you did nothing else during the entire event, during the entire day, if you slept through the whole day, but you woke up and listened to when I talked about those 2 specific cash flow strategies and how to leverage them, how to deploy them and take advantage of them, they could easily generate tens of thousands of dollars per year in added profits. So those are big, big deals. I'm also going to get into membership plans, mistakes to avoid, and how to leverage your membership plan to add hundreds of new patients every single month. Yes, I said hundreds. There are dentists doing this right now, and I'll show you exactly what to do. And more. I mean, that's just the beginning. This is going to be an 8 to 4 or 5 p.m. deal, and we're going to go hard, work hard all day long. This is not going to be an event where you probably will fall asleep, because I'm going to be busting my butt to deliver tremendous value to you. So what am I not going to cover? I'm not going to cover social media. There are people out there who do cover social media. I personally have no interest in covering it, so I'm not passionate about it. I'm not the guy that you're going to want to go to learn about social media, and I'm not going to cover it. I would be doing you a disservice if I did. So what will you leave with exactly? Let's say you take the time, you invest the money to be at the event, you're there all day on a Saturday. What do you go home with? What are the deliverables that I'm going to give? First of all, those 2 cash flow strategies that I spoke about earlier, I'm going to show you exactly how to capture undone treatment that's sitting in your files, convert it to money in the bank. I'm also going to show you how to reactivate patients who haven't been in more than 6 months or more than 13 months, depending on the approach you want to take. So I'm going to give you 2 specific tools, 1 for each of those, to generate some big bucks coming in. I'm also going to give you a marketing blueprint, an outline, if you will, that's applicable to your specific, your unique situation. So whether you're a mature practice and you just want that 30, 40, 50 new patients per doctor per month, fantastic. I'll show you exactly how to achieve that. We'll set up the whole blueprint for you, and we'll even deploy it for you if you choose. In addition to that, if you're a brand new practice, I'm going to dive deep into what you need to do to create critical mass to get to that 1,000, 1,500 new patients in your first year as fast as possible. And by the way, we're doing this with dentists all over the United States who are opening startup practices. We are getting them over 1,000 new patients in their very first year. So we're going to cover that. You're also going to leave with a command of basic direct response marketing principles to promote any practice in any state. I don't care where it is. New York City, it doesn't matter. So you're going to leave with knowledge and information that very, very few dental experts, dental marketing experts, I use that term loosely because there are so many that pop up on a daily basis that suddenly I'm an expert. I've been doing this 20 years. I've got a track record that just can't be matched. I've got an office where we're proving our strategies in. So I'm spending my money before I'm sharing any of this with you. I've already tested it. I've already invested my own money to make sure this works. And I've got members, Jerry Jones Direct members all across the United States, in the UK, and Canada, using these strategies to attract new patients. So I know they work. I'm not worried about whether they work or not. The challenge is going to be implementation. So you're going to leave with that command of basic direct response marketing principles that will be able to fuel growth in your practice for years and years to come. So real quick, I'd like you to indulge me for a moment. I'm going to play an audio from one of my ClearPath Society members who's going to give you some unabashed, very direct feedback about working with us here at Jerry Jones Direct.
Hello everyone, Jerry Jones with Jerry Jones Direct and ClearPath Society. And today I've got a longtime member of mine on the phone, Dr. Vip Patel out of Warwick, New York. And I got Vic on the phone today to basically just ask him if he could share a few thoughts and spend some time with me about talking about ClearPath Society and how it's impacted his practice and what it's meant, to have a resource like ClearPath available to him. And Vip has been a very active member. He utilizes a lot of our programs and systems. So Vip, I appreciate you taking time out of your day, spending it here on the phone with me. It's a Friday and it's nice here, and I'm sure it's nice where you're at. And there's probably better things we could be doing, or at least things out on a lake or something.
It's my pleasure, Jerry. My pleasure, Jerry. I just want to say that before we get started, that one of the reasons why I stayed a long-time member is because you're just the real deal. Like you really care about everybody's. You care for not just their business growth, but for personal and professional growth. And it's my honor that you would even ask me to say a few words about you.
Well, that's very kind. Appreciate that. And I wish I could take all the credit, but I've got a phenomenal support team here. We've got some really good folks that, you mentioned Jack and Kevin and Brian and the design group, Cecil, Melody, Brandy. We've got some really great folks here to work with. So I can't take all the credit, and I wouldn't be I shouldn't take any of the credit, frankly, because I wouldn't be able to do what I do without them, doing such a phenomenal job. So thank you.
I disagree. You should take all the credit because it's your vision.
All right, I appreciate that. I'll take that. I'll take the credit for the vision. You got it.
Okay.
So Vip, what if you were talking to a colleague and you were describing ClearPath Society, what would you tell them? I mean, what would you say to describe it? What it's like?
I would say that one of the things that I love is when we go to the live meetings and there's so many different types of practices, in the sense that there's someone like myself who doesn't really take insurance, and there's other practices that take insurance. There's practices who just do specialty work, practices like P&J and stuff like that. But what's really intriguing is, even though we're so different, we're so similar in the sense that everybody has it's a like-mindedness that, and there's never anyone not willing to share their ideas, the good and the bad. It's just amazing to see all those dentists, because those dentists are a little weird, to be in a room and be able to get along and be able to ask hard questions, get good answers. That to me is why I'm a member.
Uh-huh.
All right, guys. So those are some direct words from Vip. And if you go to jerryjonesdirect.com/testimonials, you're going to see a number of other testimonials, not unlike Vip's. And I appreciate Vip sharing his thoughts with me on that phone call we did. And Vip's just been a fabulous member and just a real stand-up guy. He's got 2 practices. one in Warwick, New York, and one in Goshen, New York, and he's just absolutely kicking butt. So look, I mean, we're getting darn close to wrapping this up. It's been about a half hour. And so you've heard a little bit about, from one of our members, you've heard what we're going to cover, what you're going to leave with, what I'm not going to cover. And you know who this is for. So you know if this is for you or not. If you really need new patients and you want to make the investment in understanding marketing and advertising and what it takes to generate an unlimited flow of new patients, to get yourself in the position where my own office is at, we can't handle more new patients. We have a capacity problem, and that's a great problem to have, and that's a problem I would wish for you as well. It's a fun problem to have to solve. So if that's you, if you're ready to get going, head on over to busydentist.com. That's busydentist.com and register for this event. This video is also playing on the busydentist.com website, so you can just go below and register for this event. It's October 22nd. It's 8 a.m. to 4 or 5 p.m. And it's in Parsippany, New Jersey on a Saturday. This is going to be like drinking from a fire hose. I'm going to deliver a tremendous amount of value for every attendee, and I will not leave until the last question has been answered. So head on over to busydentist.com, get registered, and if you register before September 17th, enter the discount code SEP. All capital letters, SEP. Enter that discount code and you'll save $50 off each registrant. So primary doctor is, with that discount, $299, and staff are $199 with that discount. So this is just ridiculously inexpensive. Basically, I'm charging you enough to cover our costs for meeting rooms and schlep my rear end across the country. From Oregon to New Jersey, as well as bring along one of my member ambassadors. So anyway, that's it. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for watching this preview webinar for the Jerry Jones Direct New Patient Extravaganza. If you have any questions at all, reach out to my office. The telephone number is 503-339-6000. Again, it's 503-339-6000. And just ask your questions, or you can always shoot me an email. My email is Jerry, Jerry, @jerryjonesdirect.com. So reach out. Love to answer your questions. Love to see you at the upcoming New Patient Extravaganza, October 22nd. Talk to you soon.